Good morning all. I'm Bianca from Travel Counsellors. I look after your onboarding or becoming part of Travel Counsellors. This morning I had the privilege to meet with one of our Travel Counsellors team called Team JACKD. I did a little Teams call with them and just interviewed, and they shared what it is being part of a team, being part of the Travel Counsellors community. Now we have our conference coming up in the next 2 weeks, so if you want to experience the community at Travel Counsellors and you would like to join us for our day sessions, please give me a call, send me an email, and I'll get in contact with you. If you're not based in Cape Town, you can still meet up with us. Arrange a face-to-face meeting with me. I'll come join you where you are. We'll invite some travel counsellors if you'd like to hear directly from them, or I'll even arrange a meetup with you to meet up some of the travel counsellors. If you are a team working somewhere else, you're welcome to join travel counsellors as a team. So sit back, see how it is, how our travel counsellors work as teams, and how it actually motivates them. It means so much to them, to their clients. You're not on your own when you become a travel counsellor. Enjoy, and I hope to talk to you soon. Thank you.
Your time. So people might be wondering why I'm saying Team JACKD. Team JACKD is a team of travel counsellors that work together. And I'm going to hand it over to you guys just to give us a short intro. Tell us where you're based, where you work from basically, and what your business mix is. Let's start.
In JACKD order.
In JACKD order, okay.
There we go.
I'm Jeanette Strubig. I'm based in Paarl, just outside of Paarl. My business is, at the moment, a little bit of everything. I'm very blessed having a very busy office, doing visas, corporates, school groups, everything. So yeah, I'm very blessed, being very busy.
Oh, that's me. Sorry, we're missing Anna. So
yeah.
Good morning, everyone. Claire Devire, based in Cape Town. And yeah, bulk of my business at this stage is majority leisure, and loving it, honestly. Prior to travel counsellors, most of my business was actually corporate. So it's a fantastic being able to get into the stuff that I really love. So yeah, that's me.
I'm Kerith Hume. I'm based in Joburg's northern suburbs. My business it's a bit of a mixture. So before I was with travel counsellors, I was in the events industry. And now post-COVID, a lot of events and incentives, conferencing, meetings is coming back. So I've got a big portion of my business that is that kind of work. And then I've also got an awesome, quite premium leisure business. I like to do very bespoke, very tailor-made, multiple components, in particular in Europe, because that's my passion and my knowledge is there. And then I've also got some really great corporates as well that I've picked up as a travel counsellor.
Awesome.
Morning, I'm Debbie Apatow. I'm based in Midrand. My business is a mix of business and leisure. And before travel counsellors, I was mostly corporate. So like Claire, it's also nice to have a mix of the leisure in now.
Thank you. We're missing Anna, but we'll catch up with her so she can tell us more of it as well. Kerith, I'm going to direct this question to you. Tell us a little more about Team JACKD and how it came about that you guys are working together.
How did that happen?
So during COVID, both Claire and Jeanette sort of individually had reached out to me and we chatted about a few things. At that stage, it was a lot of repatriation flights. So we spoke quite often. Claire's a visa whiz, so I would go to her a lot for information on how to get people who are desperate to get out. So she had a lot of that knowledge. And then we started chatting. We decided to get together at the beginning of last year, 2022, and actually we just wanted to kind of have a bit more of a formal structure, like do a little team meeting once a week, because I felt like I was just floundering completely on my own, and we were going to work together on our social media. And then we did that for a while. Things started to get really busy when the world reopened, so our social media kind of took a back seat, but we just chatted to each other all the time. And then Anna and I have always been buddies pretty much since I joined TC. So I told her about Claire and Jay, and then she joined us, and then Debbie and I went to France together for rendezvous, and we spent quite a lot of time together in Paris, and we chatted a lot about like my idea of creating a team and having a bit more of a formal structure. And then when we got back from France, I kind of chatted to the others and said to Debbie, "Are you in?" And she said yes, luckily. So that's kind of how that's how we got started.
Awesome. So it kind of like just fell into place.
Yes.
Everything into place. So tell us, any one of you, tell us how a week starts for Team JACKD, because like Kira said, you first started with just social media. So what is a week like? How does it start for Team JACKD, and what do you do?
So I'll head with this. So every Monday morning, 9 a.m., we have a team meeting. We sit down, and sometimes it's half an hour, sometimes it's an hour and a half. It all just depends on how much is going on. And we literally sit and go through what's on everybody's desk, what we're busy with, what do we need help with. And that's honestly, the real core of our business for the week, is we sit down and we determine, what elements need, additional resources on. And that's what we like to do, is we like to collaborate on different things. And it's imperative for us to have that Monday morning meeting. In the beginning, we were like, well, do we really want to have one, and who's going to make it? And it's a Monday morning, and how's this going to work? But, it's actually, it works so well. There's times when, one or two of us can't make it for whatever reason, and we just pick it up. But yeah, so that's how our week starts. It's with our morning meeting. And then based on what becomes of that and what we need help on, our week will progress from there. So if, Kerith or Debbie or Jay, whichever one of us needs help on a particular project, we'll sit down and set time aside for each of us in the week, go through it, and go from there.
If I can maybe just elaborate a bit on that.
Mm-hmm.
We've got a program where all of us actually have our what's on our desk, what to follow. We've got our difficult situations, and we hold each other accountable for them. So if I see by Thursday, Debbie hasn't spoken to that client, I'll call her and go, I know you're sitting on this. How can I help? So, and Kira said something yesterday. She said, I'm sort of helping everybody else instead of figuring my own stuff. And that's how you sort of help each other, by getting through this stuff. I don't want to do it. I don't want to deal with that. I don't have time for that. So we hold each other accountable for every single thing that's on it's been there for 3 weeks. Why haven't you dealt with it? So that's the kind of thing for me that is just, I can't have it on my system for more than a week or two, because then I know the guys are going to go, what is this? Why is it still there? What do you need help with? And that is what helps a lot for me.
And I think that's actually quite a benefit, because if you work on your own and it's literally you fear something, you fear to pick up the phone, or you fear to deal with this problem. It's having someone there to be able to help you, to guide you, to give you some words, to how to present, absolutely, or whatever the case be, just for us to get over that fear, because we do need each other. I know
absolutely,
that.
And
so if we see something that someone's had on their desk for a long time, we can nominate it to become a frog. So, Mark always talks about frogs are things that you don't want to do.
Frog first,
so, sorry, I got a boot. So we have frog icons and tadpole icons if it's becoming a frog. So we put it on each other's, the thing that we see as a problem. And 9 times out of 10, I'd say almost 9.5 times out of 10, by the time that person actually deals with their frog and comes back to celebrate with the group, it wasn't even a difficult situation. And if it is an impossible situation, then we all just see how we can help.
Yeah. So that for me is great, because I always dread having to speak to a client in a specific way. How am I going to handle this? It's such a huge frog. You're like, I don't know what to say. My English isn't great, or I stutter, or whatever. I talk it through with my team, and we sort of deal with it, and then we celebrate. That is what's really great. Everybody's like happy when you've eaten that frog. That for me is just, I love that.
Awesome.
But
sorry, Debs, go ahead. No, go ahead.
Those frogs also lead us to relying on people at head office or discussing between us who at head office can we approach to help with those. Yeah.
Yes,
Just a little bit better guideline, yeah.
I'm going to direct this to all of you, but I'm going to ask Debbie to answer first, because the 3 chatterboxes will just take over Debbie and not give you a minute to talk. So how is being a part of a team benefited you as a person?
It has given me a lot more confidence because I've got the support and I know that people rely on me for certain skills. It's given me a lot more confidence that I didn't have before. And I don't feel so alone, actually. Yeah.
Claire?
That's very true. Okay. You're on mute.
You're on mute. And we can't even tell if you're blushing.
You would really think 3 years down the line, you know, I would know what's mute and what's not. Sorry, guys. But for me, just to be, I mean, just on, you know, what Debbie said, to be able to rely on other people and have people rely on me, just makes you a little bit more accountable. So yes, you know, personally, it's added to that. And then from a business perspective, you know, I'm not sure my business would be where I am today if it wasn't for, you know, the 4 other people that are in this team, honestly. There's definitely been moments when I'm like, guys, I'm not sure I can do this. And, you know, everyone's kind of gone, no, you can, you know, and maybe approach it like this or like that. And so for me, it's definitely helped me grow personally, just to be, you know, more present sometimes, and also it's grown my business. So yeah.
Just before we head on to others, I know you mentioned this earlier, and it's like you said, it's grown your business. You mentioned that what was the difference of being part of this team? What the big difference is of you reaching the incentive? Could you tell us a little bit?
So at the end of, well, I mean, Jeanette and I mean, just in general, you know, we did our training basically together, so our businesses are on the same level, and there's always been an element of competitiveness, I guess, between the two of us. It's a healthy competition, and I need that competition in my life, to be honest. And we had said last year when they announced super incentive, actually not even so much last year, but sort of halfway through last year when we saw super incentive, and we were like, you know what, this is actually something that we can both do, you know, as a whole. The team, you know, has its goals, but for the 2 of us, that was ours. And when we got to the end of last year, I was cutting it a little bit fine as to whether I was or wasn't going to make it. And the team really just rallied together to be able to say, okay, well, you know, you've got this. This is what we need to do to be able to get you there. And as a result of them, you know, I managed to get super incentive, and it made a big difference. So yes, I'm eternally grateful. And I mean, it comes down to what you put in is what you get out. So it's been great.
Jeanette?
Well, for me, I've got a couple of things. Sorry if I don't mean to be a bit long, but doing training over Zoom and not having that personal touch and what, you know, putting up your hand and going, I don't understand, that was very difficult for me in the beginning, because you think you're going to break Phoenix and you think you're going to invoice something incorrect. So having the team and going, what is this? How do I do this? Curate are able to log into my quote and quickly do my the transfer you have to do for me today, Kay, is from Kuta to Ubud. So she can literally go in there and either we share a screen on Skype, or she's like, no, man, don't do it like that. You know, also if we have stuff, and I love Phoenix, but for some reason I've got it blocked somewhere. Japan. Kirith went in, she's like, I did a quote on your name, have a look at it. This is what can be done. So instead of you sitting alone going, okay, who am I going to phone? How am I going to do this? Why? You phone your team, and your team's like, no, it's so easy. I also, something that I didn't realize that Mark actually mentioned in TC Reconnect is the amount of time I don't have to ask head office stupid questions because I don't know to tick that box on Phoenix. I mean, if it wasn't for these guys that have like, you know, they log into the system or they put something in or they share a screen, it's just so much easier. I mean, we are doing a reinduction, and at this stage, I don't know if I actually need it. Whereas 6 months ago, I was like, I can't do this. I don't understand Phoenix. I don't know what's going on. So that for me was huge. And having someone like Claire or Debbie check a fare for me quickly, or even check a client in because I'm driving, I need to get the kids, and you've got a client. So that for me is just working as a team. I love this working as a team this way, because in an office, you know, if you're busy that day, you're not feeling well, you're not in the mood for people, you stand back a little bit. And then other days we'll get a Spotify link from Debbie sending us some music vibes. So yeah, that for me, the team really, really empowers us. And like I said before, you know, if you're feeling, everybody checks in on each other all the time, like all the time. So yeah, I love our little team.
Thank you, Jeanette. Kerith?
I think, and just, you know, speaking to people who'd be thinking of maybe becoming a TC, for me, one of the hardest things was going from an office. I mean, in my case, it wasn't a travel office, but I went from an office with, you know, 12 people and people in and out of the office building, and I saw people all the time. And then going to TC, and I mean, obviously it was COVID, but I found it very lonely. So, you know, I was on the WhatsApp groups and checking OpenJaw and Skyping the office and all of that kind of thing. And now just within our team, with the 5 of us, we pretty much have the skills amongst us to tackle most of the bigger questions. You know, obviously we still have to go through for big things. I think I also speak for Anna when I say that having people who Anna and I call real travel agents, who really know Galileo and the GDS and fare builds and fare rules, just being able to, I mean, I can phone Claire at 9 o'clock at night and say, would you mind just quickly logging into this PNR? And she'll go, oh, there's an AP issue there, that's the problem. So it just helps me feel like we've got a full range of skills in the travel industry. And Debbie and I will partner on certain things. Claire and I will partner on completely different things. Anna and I will do completely different things together. Jay and I will do different things together. So we just have a whole different range of skills, as opposed to me just being me on my own in my office, trying to kind of, whether or not I was fumbling, feeling like I was fumbling my way through each day.
I was actually going to touch on that, Kerith. Now you're bringing up it's the different skills that each of you bring to the group, and that's why you're not in competition with each other, because you see it as a benefit. As like you said, like Jeanette, you know, talk about Galileo, Claire about Galileo, or whoever does visas, who, you know, depending on what your strong point is, and that's a huge benefit. It's a huge benefit.
And sorry to interrupt, but just very much what our goal, and we're actually getting together a few days before the TC conference because we want to talk about this, but it's very much our goal is to keep as much amongst our team and as little going out to tour operators, for example, as possible. So whereas somebody who's been in the industry for 20 years might call Thompson's for a quote to Italy, we can do it in Phoenix. We've got the skills. Whereas I would probably panic and try and find a DMC for an America trip. I know that in the team, we've got the skills and somebody can build it all. So now we're building in Phoenix, you know, even if we are splitting it, the margin is exponentially bigger.
Yeah.
But also, sorry if I can chip in as well. That is, I think, one of our goals also, you know, when you do get that overflow of, I cannot handle another visa, I cannot take on this extra corporate, asking someone in the team, listen, are you up for a new corporate? Do you want to do this visa? I mean, take it. I'm so glad, because it's now staying in TC. And that is that's a big goal for us as well.
And except that it's staying in TC, it benefits your clients. So tell me,
Absolutely.
like, Debbie, tell me, how has it benefited your clients being part of this group?
It's just those moments when I've had to run out and a client has had an urgent last-minute booking, I've been able to call on somebody in the team who's got the availability to do that domestic flight for tomorrow morning. So it's allowed me a little bit more freedom in getting out of the office and not worrying about what's happening with my clients.
And you know, just to add to that, Debs, I mean, at the same time, I mean, it also has given us, like you say, flexibility, you know, a bit more. I mean, we all know working for ourselves, the reason we joined TC was to have that flexibility, you know, to be able to spend more time with our families and, you know, travel a little bit more. And the frustration sometimes becomes that we are so committed to our clients and to our businesses that I personally find it difficult sometimes to walk away. But knowing that the team is there to pick up when I am away just makes me feel that much more at ease.
Yeah. And it's also got to a point with a lot of our clients. I mean, I've got, especially business clients, even leisure clients, when they email me, they'll just copy in Claire, or, you know, certain clients will just email Debbie straight away because she helps me with them all the time. So they're almost like shared clients. The clients don't mind at all. I mean, in particular, I've got one fairly big corporate, and it was one of their biggest concerns when I first went to go and meet with them was that I was a one-man show. So they were very worried about my capacity. So I think we all assume that our clients are going to like waver if there's not just us, you know, that we're going to lose what the special connection is that we have. But to certain clients, it's actually a really good thing, and no client minds because we all treat one another's clients the same way that we treat our own.
Yeah, that's just what I wanted to say was I trust my clients with my team 100%. 100.
And it's been beneficial. I know, like Kerith, you started obviously building on social media after COVID, or redoing this whole business thing because you started, you know, you had perfect timing starting.
It was amazing.
A few months just before lockdown. And so you started having an overflow. So it's beneficial to your clients. Instead of losing them, it's like you can give it over to someone in the
100%.
team that will be.
Yeah.
Instead of losing them, staying within travel counselors.
Yes.
So what do you like most of being part of travel counselors?
So for me, I mean, I'll tell you the reason that I joined, and you know, initially I joined right in COVID. We were the first team that did, you know, online training induction, and before I joined, you know, we had relocated to Cape Town, and I was like, at that stage, I had a 13-month-old. Sitting in traffic for 2 hours a day just was not an option for me. It was never going to be, and this was before COVID, so everyone was still going into offices at that stage. And yeah, I was quite apprehensive about having to work in an office. So I joined TC with the thought of, okay, well, this is great. I can work from home. And then COVID happened and everyone was working from home anyway. But it did just reaffirm, you know, it's given me a bit of confidence, if I can say that, to know that I can run a business as big as each of us have from home. And you know, the support that we get outside of our team, just from, you know, TC as a whole, is phenomenal. You know, there's definitely been moments, I think, when each of us have called on, you know, multiple people at head office in those frantic moments, whether it be in the day or at 12 o'clock at night. And just to have that support system has been wonderful. And yeah, the freedom and the flexibility that TC and the team has added to it.
Yeah.
Anyone else?
I think from
I'm
my
gonna be
side,
very honest.
Jay and I keep talking over each other. You go.
No, you go. I am loving the money. I'm sorry, I'm going to say it.
She's always honest about that.
I'm flabbergasted. I'm working the same amount that I've always been working. I'm a worker bee, so I've never been scared of working. And I've got amazing clients, and I'm loving it. I'm loving being able to really make my own money. That for me is because we're all very busy, so the freedom part, I have to say, is difficult for me with the kids, but they understand, and all nice and grown up. But yeah, I have to say I'm loving it.
So what I think I love the most about being a travel counselor is that I can do anything in travel, but I don't have to do everything. I love Phoenix. I'm a complete Phoenix nerd. I love the fact that a client can come to me and want to do a month-long trip around the Mediterranean on trains and car hire and hotels and excursions, and I can build it all in Phoenix, so the margin's amazing. I love that. And if I wanted to only focus on business flights, I could do that. At the moment, my business is it's a mix of different things, but every single one of them I can do through travel counselors. And the only thing I don't like is that there aren't more hours in the day, because I just want to do more. I think the potential within travel counselors to just grow. And then, like Claire said, obviously the support from the office, you know, we don't speak to them that often anymore. But when I need to, I mean, I don't mind chatting to Ian or to Mark or Milan, because now I know how it all works and I can get to the right people, get the right answers, and the team is there. They're business partners with us, which I think I didn't understand that initially.
Debs, do you have something to add?
I do. I think travel counselors for me was a way to get back into travel after being out of it for a very long time, without having to worry about, at my age, trying to find a corporate office job or a leisure travel job, because it's a bit more difficult when you've been out 5-6 years out of travel to get back in. And then also to know that I didn't have to worry about the back office stuff, about the admin side of things, about the technology setup, any of that, the training. It was all provided. So for me, that was, after being a worker bee for 30-something years, I could finally be my own boss. That was for me the best thing about travel counselors.
Yeah, I feel like you know those moments, because you guys know I'm the first ugly face you see at travel counseling. So it's like one of those moments of, oh, they're happy, thank God.
I remember my interview with you so clearly.
Me too.
I'm really, it's like really a proud moment, you know, one of those moments to see you guys, how you've grown. I know I sound like an old lady, but it is just really great to see. So it's and also the, you know, we can talk on and we can go on and on in this call, but just the passion from you guys talking about it. It's not fake, it's real, it's really there. So it's really, really, really great. I'm not going to keep you guys too long, because I know you've got lots of work to do, but I'd like to ask you one last question. For anyone that's thinking to become a travel counselor or to start independently, from each of you, just shortly, what words would you share with them? So we can start off.
Do it.
There we go.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Nice, do it.
Do it.
Yeah, do it.
Get it
And
done.
do it sooner rather than later.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Awesome. So if you know of anybody, let them come our way.
This is everyone I know
it.
in travel, plus Anna.
I know Kira always says, I don't know anybody. Guys, thank you so much for your time. I'm really going to connect with you again. I can't wait to see you at conference.
I know, we can't wait.
A few weeks to go. Enjoy your 3 days before in Franschhoek. Please be kind to Debbie. You know, give us some time off. Don't talk too much.
She talks a lot more than you believe.
Debbie, if they give you a hard time, give me a call. I'll drive through immediately. Guys, thank you so much. It's really, really great having you. And it's really, I'm just so glad you're all travel counselors. It's really awesome.
Thanks for seeing something in us, B.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you.
Have a lovely day and an
You
awesome
too.
week.
Bye.
Thank you, guys.
Bye.
Bye.